First of all, we are very excited to have this regional hub established in Riyadh. It coincides also with a 50-year partnership that has been extremely productive over the years. But I see it actually as a bigger undertaking. As you know, the World Bank is probably best known for its financial support to developing countries, but we are at the same time also a knowledge bank. We have gathered an enormous amount of experience, knowledge of different development experience from Asia to Africa to Latin America. And so we would like that to put the whole knowledge bank on a new level. That means how we work with each other, how we experiences are shared, and we would like to do that together with the countries. So therefore, I think it is very important that we capture the richness of the diversity of the membership. And this means that Saudi Arabia has some very interesting experiences, development experience that it could share with the world. Equally, we would like to continue with a strong advisory role to the Saudi government. So we thought that first this comes all nicely together, but we would not want to see that only Saudi specific, but that Saudi Arabia has a role to play regionally and globally, and we very much welcome this role.
Can you give us an update on the Global Knowledge Hub, which was recently established in Saudi Arabia about a year ago, and what role did it play in job creation?
Well, what is very important is what the Saudi government has been doing, for example, on the digital agenda, as well as artificial intelligence. I saw firsthand, for example, the Seha hospital, that is the first virtual hospital and is serving 230 hospitals here in the kingdom. This is actually fascinating because it is not only a great experience here, but it could be a very important experience for countries that have similar challenges around the globe. Another example is how the Saudi government has been easing doing business for startups, how to set up companies. You can here now set up a company within minutes. I saw that yesterday, and I was quite impressed about this. And I asked also which other countries have that ability. And right now there is no country that can actually establish a company that fast. So these are type of experience where we think that this knowledge hub is going to be important. Now, how does that link then to the jobs agenda? Clearly, if you are encouraging young kids to start companies, and you have to go through an everlasting bureaucratic slew of regulations that you cannot even quickly establish a company, you're not going to encourage entrepreneurship, but also investing. I think these are the type of things where we are seeing that it is important to create the enabling conditions for investment, for entrepreneurship, for initiative. And I think these are very valuable lessons that we can learn, and what we hope also to see certainly in Saudi Arabia, that it will also have a great effect on the labor market.
In an ever-shifting environment and with the constant changes happening in the job market, what role does the World Bank play in job creation, and to what extent does the private sector contribute to the availability of opportunities?
So first, the dimensions. In the next 10 years, about 1.2 billion young people will reach the labor market. Projections, which should not be destiny, suggest that only 400 million will find jobs. So there's a huge gap. So that means how can we actually close that gap, create actually opportunity, but also hope for the new generation to thrive in life. That means that the World Bank has been saying we should all focus laser sharp on job creation, particularly for young people, and we have to do that through different angles. One is clearly to create the enabling environment. What you have been doing, for example, to ease the opening of a firm is a great way of starting. Secondly, we will need enabling investments that can be from education to infrastructure is very important. But then certainly the public sector will not create the jobs that are needed. It will be the private sector. So there we need to see what is actually prevented the private sector to actually do even more than what they are doing now. And that means to look at issues that constrain their activities, but also to see how can we actually encourage them to embrace digitalization, AI, discover foreign markets. So those kind of things will need to be done. We are actually active in all of those three areas. The World Bank is also actually a World Bank group, so we have two strong private sector arms and two public sector arms. They will need to have to work together with governments, but also with the private sector to make it happen. We are actually quite optimistic that if we actually encourage this collaboration cross-border, but also across sectors, public and private sector, we have a good fighting chance to make progress. But we will need to work together, and we need to actually really use great experience across the globe, including in Saudi Arabia, to learn, adapt, and actually good experience. How can we scale that not only here, but elsewhere in the world?